Good day everyone, this is Junaid and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Like I have mentioned in previous videos that for students especially, that there are multiple courses which have been eliminated to get a postgraduate work permit, and students have to be very careful while picking up their courses. I have mentioned it multiple times in my multiple videos that you have to be careful about picking up the courses while applying for a Canadian study permit. Now, there's a bit of a good news because Immigration Canada has added some of the new courses or new measures which you can later apply the postgraduate work permit on. So before, what used to happen is you can apply for any course, you can get into any course, finish your course and get your postgraduate work permit based on the length of your course. So if you are doing your course for 1 year, you'll be eligible to get 1 year postgraduate work permit. If you are doing a course for 2 years, a master's or a bachelor's or undergrad, you will be eligible to get 3 years of postgraduate work permit. So in later 2024, by the end of 2024, immigration has strictened up a little bit on students, and they were only allowing students to pick up the courses where the postgraduate work permits are eligible. So not all the courses can get you a postgraduate work permit. With this news, there was a drastic change in the study permit applications in Canada, because now if you cannot get a postgraduate work permit, that means you are not really going for a permanent residency after your study permit. Most of the students have the aim or a goal to get a Canadian permanent residency after finishing up their education, get a work permit, work for a year or so, and then apply for the PR. But imagine if you are not getting a postgraduate work permit, then that means you're finishing your education and there's a full stop there. So later in 2024, immigration announced few categories where students will be eligible for the postgraduate work permit, and the categories were the similar to the express entry based category based selection. So there was a category for agri-food, agricultural, healthcare, science, technology, engineering and math, transport and trade. These were the few topics where if you are getting admission into any university or college, I mean DLI University of College, and you are accepting program in one of these categories, you will be eligible for the postgraduate work permit. And if you are doing anything else than that, you will not be eligible for a postgraduate work permit. Well, honestly speaking, because of this particular point, a lot of institutes in Canada had to shut down their campuses. A lot of institutes of Canada has to lay off their employees, and drastic change in the number of applications for the international students. I mean, this is very obvious, because if a student is not getting an opportunity to get a work permit after their education, that means they will have very, very minor chances to getting a permanent residency. So a lot of students I have seen personally shifted from studying in Canada and they're now focusing on other countries as well. Is this Canada wants? This is a deliberate move. Sort of, yes, because if you look into the immigration plans for the year 2025, there was a cut of international students. So these are going to be less international students application approved as compared to 2024. That means they have welcomed quite a bit of international students lately, and they are going to cut down a little bit of applications now. So that could be a move to basically bring in only those students who will do their education in Canada, do a work permit later on and get a permanent residency. Only those students are coming in who are going to be in demand. Their education and their work designation or occupation is going to be in demand. Well, the news today is Canada has added a couple of more topics, couple of more courses to the list of those students who can actually get the postgraduate work permit after that. So like I mentioned before, agricultural, agri-food, healthcare, science, technology, engineering, math, trade, and transport occupation. Other than those, I am going to name the courses, or I'm going to name the eligible postgraduate work permit, not specific courses, but the occupations where you can pick up your courses and you will still be eligible to get the postgraduate work permit. This stream, which Canada has added, is basically connected to the teaching and mostly to the childcare. So the first course, or the first stream they've added, is development service workers. So if you're getting a course in the development service workers, you're good. Teacher education, there is early childhood education and teaching. I have seen a lot of students getting into this program even before the announcement of postgraduate work permit. So this is a very good program. Multiple colleges are offering this program, and there are good jobs available as well right after you're doing this. And this is a licensed program. You'll get a license of ECA, early childhood education, and there are good jobs available. Other than that, there's a teacher assistant, child development, child care and support service management, child care provider assistant, or early childhood and family studies. So these are the particular fields which are added now in the list of programs where students can get in as an international student, finish their education, get a postgraduate work permit, and they can go for their permanent residency after that. Students who are currently in Canada and finished up their education, and they're now worried about this particular thing, that they cannot be eligible for a postgraduate work permit because of the choice of their course which they have done before. A lot of students are now enrolling to one of these courses which I have mentioned now, and the earlier categories as well. So if you do a course in one of these as soon as you finish your course, you will be eligible for a postgraduate work permit later on, which pretty much every student is looking forward to. So these are the new announcements regarding the study permit and regarding the students who are currently in Canada. This can benefit to you guys as well, and especially those students who are now or thinking about getting a Canadian study permit. So you have to be very careful about picking up your courses. I mean, of course, if you really don't want to do any of these courses, then Canada might not be a good option for you, because at the end of your education you might have to go back. If you are planning to stay in Canada or getting into the Canadian professional market and getting into the permanent residency. But all other courses are open, but these are the courses and these are the streams where if you get into Canada in one of these courses, definitely you will be eligible for postgraduate work permit and later on to PR. And I feel like these are the streams where I have seen a good job market in Canada as well. So if you wish to enroll in one of these courses, you can definitely do that. And you have to make sure that you inquire from your institute before you apply for your study permit, that whatever course you are enrolled in, these courses are eligible for the postgraduate work permit or not. Thank you very much.